And then up top here, you have another T45 with this little bumper right here. So you take that out, and then when you slide this into that bar, it will line up perfectly. So I'm continuing the little bit of work I'm doing on the new project bike that we've got. We're calling this Dark Knight. This is a 2015 Road Glide Special. And one thing it doesn't have is it doesn't have rear bars to protect the saddlebag. And also if the bike ever fell over, hopefully give a little bit of protection if I had, like my wife, on the back of the bike. So today I'm going to install those rear saddlebag guards. I bought a used set from Blue Collar Harley-Davidson, which is a wrecker in Edmonton, and they've got a wide range of parts, everything from performance and complete engines and transmissions to parts like this. Saved me $200, and it's in, this stuff is in great shape. So today I'm going to install it. Pretty straightforward. Basically just have to take the rear bags off, have to take the seat off and the side covers, and then we'll remove the old bars and we'll install the new ones. So we're gonna get to work. You can do this job with hand tools. I got a 9/16 wrench and a T45 Torx and a ratchet. We should be able to take the stock bar off. So it looks to me like there is one bolt and nut here at the front of the bar, and then there's two at the back, and then you slide it off of the slip-ons for the exhaust, and I believe that there's going to be a rubber bushing that we have to retain. So I'm going to do that now. So there we go, got the first one out. And now got these two at the back, so we're gonna do those next. Okay, so the one at the back here doesn't look like there's a nut in behind there. Looks like it is threaded through. So I should be able to just get that in there. Oh, same size. Oh, that is not the same size. All right. So that back one is a T40 Torx. Oh, there is a nut back there. If I had to guess, I'm going to guess it is 1/2 inch. Yeah. Yeah, 1/2 inch. There we go. Okay, so I've got those bolts off, and there is like an L bracket that the exhaust is clamped to. And I think that you have to take those two 1/2 inch bolts out to be able to get this bracket free, to be able to slide it off and then take that bushing off. If I'm wrong, maybe I'm doing this the long way, but I think that's how we have to do it. So that's what I'm gonna do next. Got that all loose. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to free the bar from the bike and the exhaust, and then I'm going to slide that rubber bushing out, and then we should be able to start to install the replacement bar and the actual saddlebag guard. All right, so I think because that is free on the back, yep, just comes out just like that. And then can you see here, there's a rubber bushing inside of that, and there's kind of like a tab. So I believe that we're sliding Just going to slide that out and free it like so. And then we have to preserve this rubber bushing. So I'm going to remove that now. I think if you just push it from behind. Okay, so there's a little bit of a ridge there that you're going to have to get past that metal. So I'm going to do that. Once I got both hands on it and pushed on it, it actually came out pretty easily. Now, this is important. The bushing here has this tab on the top. That tab faces the front of the bike. So it goes in, when you go to put it in the other one, you got to put it in the same orientation, okay? So basically all I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the replacement part here, which is a little bit different. It's got the front bolt, and put the chrome piece on the front. You'll see that in a moment. I'm just going to reinstall this in the exact same orientation and place that I did before. And so, yeah, I'm going to get to work to get that done. One here, this one here, that's the stock. That's the stock bar. And I've put the replacement bar that the front of the crash bar is going to bolt onto. And you can see that I've got that L bracket and that bushing reinstalled, so it's ready to go onto the exhaust. So I'm going to do that now. So I got my blue Loctite. Everything with a Harley gets the blue Loctite treatment. So just putting a little dab on those 1/2-inch bolts that go in the back of that L bracket. Now this thing slides inside of that bushing, so you can kind of get it lined up with the right alignment for your exhaust here. And then you got to kind of get everything lined up so that the bolts go through into the little weld bungs on the back of the slider on the exhaust. Okay, so this here is what I'm trying to line the bolts up. This slides inside the back of that exhaust, and you got to line up your 2 1/2-inch bolts to hit that. So just having a bit of trouble kind of doing that. But now that I got a hold of it, I might be able to get that to work. See, Kevin is down in the Caribbean right now, enjoying himself, not having to deal with cold winter weather, and not providing me with a second set of hands. You know, if you haven't watched our video on some of the mistakes that we've made wrenching, and one of the big advantages of doing a wrenching ride is that you can you can have 2 brains and an extra set of hands. Oh, so close. Woohoo! We got it. Got it. There we go. Now, will that other one be a problem too? I don't think so. Yeah, so it looks like once you get one in, it kind of holds it in place. The other one goes in pretty easily. So now I'm just going to take my 1/2-inch and I'm just going to snug it up, but not like completely fork everything down just yet, because you know how it is. Sometimes you need to be able to move things around a little bit. So the next step will be to reinstall the rear hardware that you took out of this bracket. So again, a little bit of blue Loctite. So I'm going to do the back one first, like I took it off, kind of reversing that. And like I said, so I got to keep it a little loose just to get it to all line up. But it went through pretty easy. I'm going to use my T40 and my 1/2-inch wrench. Get that up in here. Now, I saw in a video that the torque spec for all of this is 100 inch-pounds. So I'm going to tighten it up, and then I'm going to grab my inch-pound torque wrench. Doesn't look like there was any Loctite on here from the factory. But, you know what? I haven't had too many things rattle off my bike, but my Road King there, I had a bolt off of the shade just go missing one day. Just riding down the highway, pulled over to get some gas or something and noticed it was gone. That sucked. So now I'm going to the T45, and again, this was a 9/16 nut in the back. And like I said, saw on there that it was 100 inch-pounds, not foot-pounds, inch-pounds. 9/16 on the back. Really feel like that torque, but I feel like that is more than tight enough. So I think we are there. So switch into my T40 and a 1/2 inch wrench. Oh, there we go. Yeah, there you go. I already got it. So those are tightened up, and then the last thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to do the 1/2 inch on the back side of the exhaust. 100, there we go. There we go. So you can see that bar is reinstalled. All the hardware back on, and this clamp here and this clamp here is supporting the exhaust. So now we move up here to the front. So the stock bar was on this tab right here. And then up top here, you have another T45 with this little bumper right here. So you take that out, and then when you slide this into that bar, it will line up perfectly with all of those two holes with the T45. And then there's that little bolt that goes through here that allows you to put it all back together. And then this is what protects the bag. So I'm just going to throw that all together. You can watch that, and then we'll put the bike back together. You'll get to see the finished product. So that is all together now. So you can see we did the back there, and then there's this little bolt right here. And so that is a 3/16 Allen with a 7/16 lock nut on the back. As you can see, the actual bar here, it attaches to the bottom. And then you can see over here the bump stop right there that I removed here and put the chrome guard on and attach that to the top of the frame. So now that bag will be protected, and I'm just going to put the one on the other side, and then I will put the whole bike back together. There we go, all buttoned up. And now these bags, these saddlebags are protected. Nice sleek look. I love it. I think it's great. Yeah, just an added layer of protection for the bike and for the rear passenger rider. I went with the chrome because it matches the front crash bars that I've got already on the bike. So now that's a matching set. Like I said, I got them from Blue Collar Harley-Davidson, which is great for used parts, saved me $200. The new set is $400. I got that with shipping for like $190. So I was pretty happy with that. And the next thing I'm going to do on the bike is I'm going to deal with that loose shift shaft and the inner lever that I discovered when I did a once over on the bike, getting it back. So tune in for our next video, and I'll walk you through how to do that. As always, keep wrenching, keep riding.